right, I'm going to start off with some things regarding the missing assignments. I know everybody's probably tired of hearing me say it, but I want to make sure that everybody hears it, and I want to make sure that everybody knows what to expect in the coming days regarding missing assignments. So again, if your parents have yet to contact me or figure out what my office number is, you can give them this number. Parents, if you are on this live stream or you're watching, my number is 469-772-0447. That of course gives you the ability to call me during office hours. Of course, I won't be answering that. Actually, that number gets turned off before office hours and after office hours, so you won't be able to contact me. Make sure that you get in all of your questions here before we start our week next week. We're going to be starting hitting the ground running. A few of you have probably already seen some of the assignments being posted on accident, but make sure that you go in and, of course, do your missing assignments. Check Tyler real fast to make sure that, of course, you are keeping up with your Tyler Sys account. And, of course, make sure that you have already caught up with any other information venues that we have sent out. If you haven't yet figured out all of our information venues, it's pretty simple to figure out. My information venues start here with Remind. A quick thing about Remind. Want to make sure that you guys know that this is not a texting service where I should be texting students back and forth. We use Google Hangout and email and all that for that because it keeps a record. Remind does keep a record. Remind does keep a record for all of those things. It does keep a record of all the messages we send back and forth, but it's a little less. It's a lot less easy to retrieve those on Remind than it is on an email or on Google Hangout, where it creates scripting and timestamps and all that other stuff. Remind doesn't necessarily do that. Another thing I want to make sure that I talk about is the way we send messages back and forth, folks. Dr. Nivens touched on it last night. If you missed it, his live stream is actually on our first live stream. It's at the very top of your playlist, in your class playlist. Go find your class playlist on the Google channel. But he actually went over how folks are going to be talking to one another. Assume that the individuals you're talking to are not already mad or angry at you, okay? Don't read into text messages or emails or group messages or things like that with a negative connotation. Always assume that it's not what it's meant to be or what you feel like it's meant to be, because I want to make sure that everybody understands that not everybody is thinking of you or talking at you in such a way. I know Dr. Nivens said it best when he talked about how most of the time you can, of course, just talk to that person, call that person up, and most of the time they'll say, oh, that's not how that was meant ever. So be sure that you don't read into those things. Here is the live stream if you are missing it. Looks like some folks are actually... Yeah, it looks like a few people are actually finally in on the Google Classroom, or the Hangout, so welcome, folks. So confused how the whole online thing will work. Do we have to wake up at a certain time, sign in each class-specific time, or do we go at our own pace? That is a great question, Seth. You will actually be... let me make sure I get this scripted also. I'm going to send this in a message also, that way that everybody gets it on the other end. Ooh, don't want to say that. Come on, Siri, work with me. Seth, are you watching the live stream so I can give this to you here, or are you actually just here in Google Hangout? Let's find out. Dun, 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 dun. Looks like you're just in Google Hangout. So the way this works is you can work at your own pace, but you must sign in and complete the attendance bell ringer or attendance journal for each class. And that's true for this class for sure. You guys will see your journals come up soon. Let's see. Today is just makeup work, I believe. Yes, you're right on that, Harrison. And Seth, you didn't turn the modern photography. Today is your last day to substitute that. Yes, good. Thank you, Harrison. I didn't get to watch Niven's live stream because my phone died. Oh, that sucks. He had some really good information on that. I'm also answering all of these questions live on YouTube if you guys want. Great questions. Make sure that you guys, of course, are checking out the Google Hangout. It looks a bit like this. I know that the camera's a little bit fuzzy and it's got that interlaced format going. For those of you that know what that is, it's because it's got a really bad battery pack on it right now. We're sending out for a better battery on that, so no big deal. I am doing Google Hangout right here. Make sure that you guys sign into that if you haven't yet already. Sign into the Google Hangout, and I'll answer these here on, of course, on the live stream. I'll answer them on YouTube. I'll also answer them here in Hangouts. If I don't get to your question, I'll get to you in an email later. That way that everybody knows what to expect coming out of this. But if you haven't yet, get on the remind. Get on it. And I think the last thing I have for you guys today before I just open it up for live stream time, open time for questions and other things, is of course make sure that you're not reading into messages. I said this already once. Make sure you're not reading into messages. Make sure that you, of course, are taking them with a grain of salt. I don't want everybody to get all butthurt over the fact that somebody said something terrible in a message, but it wasn't meant that way. Let's think before we speak, folks. Yeah, and folks, I do want to make this a place where you guys can hang out also. Don't think of this as just your classroom where it all has to be business. Guys, come and hang out. I'll be playing music from FMA for days on end because that's the only thing I can play on here without getting in trouble. Of course, we'll hang out. I'll have this slide up for live stream comments if you have anything regarding the assignments that are up or the paper comments that are up. This is so that everybody can access this, mainly because I know that we're going to have a lot of students that are like, hey, I can't do all this other stuff, but I can get on YouTube and ask for those other things. I know I think I have like 1 or 2 kids on paper copy. That's okay. Most everybody else is doing online, so that'll be pretty easy. But yeah, definitely use this as a hangout time. You guys are more than welcome to hang out on Google Hangouts, hang out here in the live stream, talk to each other, chill with each other, talk about how you're doing your stuff. I know that AVP is going to be doing some website stuff here in the near future. You guys are going to be creating websites. Folks, get on and do your websites on here. Send me some shots. Do them here on Google Hangout. I'll actually live stream you creating some ideas in your Google Hangout. And I can actually pull those over here and we'll move them on screen. I'll do it just like this. Where I'll show you guys doing some work. I know that you guys, of course, will be... this is your Hangout thing, by the way. I know that most of you will be... Ooh, there we go. Most of you will be in here and we'll be doing the live stream that way. But one thing I want to make sure that you know is that you can use this as a way to stream that stuff too. So we'll video call if you're able to answer that video call at the beginning of working. A lot of times it's really good, really easy to write down all of your just a quick tip, write down your like the schedule that your teachers are actually in their like classroom settings. Specifically when they have their classrooms available. So a great idea for that is getting a piece of paper, writing down all of their office hours. That way you know when you can and can't be in those office hours and doing the hangouts with your classmates and stuff like that. That would be a great idea, mostly because it's going to help you, of course, stay on top of things. Do all of your work during those times. Almost all the work I've given you, folks, can be done within that hour. It's just like meeting for class, guys. Easiest way to do that, of course, just be there, meet during those times, because it's going to be a lot easier for you to just get it done, especially for those of you that are it's easier for you to work during the day, and then you like to have your evening hours to do other stuff. Just a good good idea. Question with, do I have to do the Lake Worth thing since I wasn't in class Wednesday, Thursday, Friday? Yes. AJ, go ahead and do that. Yeah, AJ, go ahead and do that, just because, and those of you that were absent 1 or 2 days, that way that I can make sure you get a grade for that, and that's our substitution grade for that. So that's a subgrade for that assignment. So if you didn't get it in, I have to be able to, wait for it, I'm going to think about what I'm going to say here in a minute. Be able to, defend that to the administration. Be detailed. Yeah, just make sure you guys are paying attention to the Google Hangout, man. Everything is going to come through Google Hangout. It's also going to come through Remind. It's also going to come through YouTube, the live stream. I'm going to keep up with just about all of that at the same time. It's just a good idea to keep in it and keep on it. The more you stay focused and online, the more you stay connected with the rest of us, the better off you will be in the long run, because, of course, we're going to be using this as a way to communicate for the next week, 2 weeks, for the next 2 weeks. Yes, 2 weeks. All right, I'm going to go ahead and leave this open. If you guys have any questions, I'll answer them as they come. If you guys just want to hang out, go ahead and hang out. I'm going to go ahead and turn the Google Stream off, and I'm going to, of course, leave our little bit on, get some music going. You guys hang out, chill.
got Fitzwater, yo. Breakthrough in the clouds, in centuries fighting rainy days, yo. Breakthrough in the clouds, none of them can find a way. You got Fitzwater, yo. Breakthrough in the cloud, in centuries fighting rainy days, yo. Breakthrough in the clouds. Long time me walking on the Lion Street. Oh, full of bad vibes, so me stay alone. It's such a bad travel, one of those rainy days. Fucking weird, when me the watch I read me just ride the storm. People Grime in your face, grime for your dance, grime from the streets, grime for your yard, grime in the veins, that means man can't starve, grime to the end, and me not laugh. So the media were talking, won't be long till they call off, me there from morning, you never see me walk off, everybody there from the wall start warm up, me dog them there, and anybody figure bark up, come in and take talk, make Babylon park up, they weren't here, for the struggle or start off, listen, this music culture, so me rise umbrella upon a vulture, me no want no pagan come round, and I stand up at the front, my scene like a soldier, but don't play beat and bend white body like yoga, anytime my dogs them walk over, from long time in and these stripes for the shoulder, bumper one smell the aroma, grime in your face, grime for your dance, grime from the streets, grime for your yard, grime in the veins, that means man can't starve, grime to the end, and me not laugh. Hey yo, hey yo, hey yo, hey yo, hey yo. Me there for supporters, them there for the playlist. Some of them selectors have to follow orders, so they're never gonna play this. Killing with the latest, them have to make room, leave spaces. Step in a face, night boot tight laces. Send them another harpoon on the basis. They were true when grind needed saving. Me and them are not kosher, so we sky high raise for the dog place. Been a ram with a skin with promoter. I tell them money up front on me, now chat. I run up on the stage and reel off. My belly have it full, my weed have it strapped. I represent grime to the max, so I wanna see the gun fingers from the front to the back. Grime in your face, grime for your dance, grime from the streets, grime for your yard, grime in the veins, that means man can't starve, grime to the end, and me not laugh. Trying to find the single, that the man ain't making progress. They get gas when they hear a hit single, but don't wanna be a part of the process. That's why we part of them, the man they can't mix, not mingle. Can't hold on my management for a jingle. Only got time for the certified dons from back in the day when rinse was illegal. Me and them are not family, so you never see me blessed with a pagan. One time they don't try to brand me. I got fire when I burn that blade, turn one up on stations. Yeah, I got a bad reputation. I like my thing in any place or occasion. Tell some local man stay one side when we're having one of our grime celebrations. Grime in your face, grime for your dance, grime from the streets, grime for your yard, grime in the veins, that means man can't starve, grime to the end, and me not laugh. Grime in your face, grime for your dance, grime from the streets, grime for your yard, grime in the veins, that means man can't starve, grime to the end, and me not laugh.
real fast, folks. I'm going to cut in here real quick. I want to talk real fast about... Where did it go? I want to talk real fast about this idea of turning in work. First things first, let's look at Classroom. Let's check this out real fast, folks. So in Classroom, there's a reason that I have you guys all attach your work to these little kind of bindings, if you will. The reason why is because it allows me to see them in a list of students. For example, here's the list of students, okay? So I can see it in this list in this way, all right? So, and that's what I want you guys to see, of course. That's how I grade all of your stuff. It goes down the same list in Tyler Sys that it does in Google Classroom, and I just copy them over. If I get 8 emails, 9 emails of you guys turning in work, there's no way that I'm going to be able to, of course, do that, because one, they're most likely going to get lost in an email, or I'm going to forget about them and they're not going to get in the grade book, okay? Because I don't receive all of your emails at the same time right when I'm in the middle of doing grades, putting them into Tyler Sys. It just never happens that way, okay? So never put them in an email. Never send me an assignment in an email. That's never going to get put in the right spot. You must submit it in Google Classroom, okay? You can't not submit it in Google Classroom, because if you don't, then you're going to really screw up the process. All right, that's all I have for you. Any other questions, keep putting them into Google Classroom. I know I'm still getting emails from folks. If I do get some that I haven't already answered, I will answer them here on screen. I'm going to give it about 6 more minutes, and then the stream is going to be cut off. Make sure that you guys get your questions.